OSP Ababe press conference or reply in summer Deputy Attorney General Ekotna GH1 kai justice from sai eko kika simbi ewo GH1 into OSP abe reply na for account OSP why your press conference ya docket na ye de ko chicken oforiata I extradited no from USA to Ghana no. Where is it? Where is the docket I be extradited Ken Oforiata? Because we don't understand what you are doing. Why a press conference? Ya. Now I better reply. Waki can't send baby. I will say why release it and your manema be a good from him. I'm on for any abresa. And then I will speak king. I can't SML deal be a. This is FM Strength, and here we give you the latest updates on issues as I drop here near Tam near their bro. My name is Maureen Marshall, and you can call me the Information Minister. I'm here to give you all the updates. Nayan Tuwaso. America can the video be bremo. Go back on our YouTube page. Charges are dear bo honorable Ken Oforiata HSA Sikaya FIFA baby NT. When now was some per docket, and then me explain the docket here. It's a summary of cases against Oforiata. Nature say Attorney General presented to the USA. Modishia yedishia abamohono. Yehiano. So on sana ye kromomeyi in Sembiano ne sikebia ayera. Docket no OSP na weso deba. Attorney General ese wa throw letter ma OSP say request for docket no but no reply. But me the more komechi Matiase me mamo a backstory so that you are going to understand the yeba. So let's watch this video of Justice Shamsai on GH1 or Castle Matro letters OSP.
Subject of a number of criminal investigations, right? I think the one that is popular is the one that the OSP is conducting. And also, that is the one that we are made to believe is in an advanced stage where extradition will be required. And indeed, the OSP has already put the person on red alerts, Interpol red alerts. What it means is that it's a notice to the whole world that this person is a wanted man. But the Interpol alert is not an extradition, procedure. So, if we really want the person to come, we need to make an extradition request to where we believe he is, which is the US. Now, this is what's, and listen to me carefully on this. We are the only authority, that's the Attorney General Office, we are the only authority that can make extradition. But we need a docket from, an investigative docket from the OSP to be able to make these extradition requests. As of today, we still do not have a docket from the OSP. We have made several requests to the OSP, written letters, written demands to the OSP, asking that now that you've announced to the world that you are ready to have this person extradited, and there have been communication to that effect that even we've seen communication to the effect that the docket is ready and it's only the Attorney General that can make the. So we have been asking for the docket for a couple of, I think about 2 months now. We still do not have the dockets from the OSP. And so without the dockets, you cannot go to the American authorities and say, this is the person we want him. No, you need to show, because when they are asking for people to be extradited to the United States, they bring the full docket of, as if they are going to court. And then we take that docket to court for the court to see whether there's really merit for, bringing the person down. We have to do the same thing. We also have to take a full docket of all the evidence and what we believe the law, and then we take it to the United States authorities, and they will be.
So the Office of the Special Prosecutor, which is being headed by Kisi Ajibin. I'm just trying to get the name correct. So you Ajibin, Kisi Ajibin. And a press conference no be any day. Okay, can't send the say Ken Oforiata a few months day. Finance Minister Nimano in 2017 and also Okreti SML a Strategic Mobilization Entrepreneurship Limited. Na SML no kran confirm sheda nti de omo yase. Deal Ghana no omo signing, the deal was so useless. Yes, a very useless deal that cost the country millions of cedis I can Ofori Atta na just orchestrating or he orchestrated everything. Me ya chire baby am free. He orchestrated everything, okay? And you know what chire baby adene start free. Sika e stay Ghana. Any baby adeno ekekako. Yenhwe video.
27 January 2017, Kenneth Nanaya Ofori Atta assumed office as the Minister of Finance of Ghana. He would serve in this position till 14 February 2024. Barely 3 weeks after Mr. Ofori Atta's assumption of office, SMEL was incorporated, that is Strategic Monitoring, where do we the full name? Strategic Mobilization Entrepreneurship Limited. That was how it was incorporated first, SMEL, on 14 February 2017 by a timber merchant, Evans Edusei, with the company's stated principal activities as general trading and services and import and export of general goods. A little over 4 months after its incorporation, this company that had stated its services as trading services and import and export of general goods was presented to the PPA by the Commissioner General of the GRA, Emmanuel Kofinti, seeking approval to sole source SMEL as a service provider for enhanced classification, valuation, and risk management platform in the customs setup. These events, the assumption of office by Mr. Ofori Atta, the incorporation of SMEL by Mr. Edusei, and the application for sole sourcing of SMEL by seemed unrelated at first glance. However, a closer look at subsequent events from June 2017 to 14 February 2024, when Mr. Ofori Atta's tenure ended, show a tightly knit and non-coincidental association of the prior identified events as the precursors of a masterful and mischievously crafted scheme designed by Mr. Ofori Atta immediately upon assumption of office and throughout his tenure as the chief promoter, patron, and sponsor of the company, and the previously unseen power that unlawfully force-fed the company into the revenue assurance drive of GRA through a series of reckless decision-making and management and flagrant violation of statute through the use of public office for profit, contrary to Section 179C of the Criminal Offences Act 1960, Act 29, and by directly and indirectly influencing the procurement process to obtain an unfair advantage in the award of procurement contracts to the company, contrary to Section 92(2)(b of the Public Procurement Act 2003, Act 663, with the pliant and avaricious and questioning compliance of 2 successive GRA Commissioner Generals, who he kept at his lavish...
What if you at OSP ho? The Office of the Special Prosecutor being headed by Kisi Adjebin. Na, baby aye kono. Special Prosecutor Esanso Kansembi. Or say, Ghana signing deal with SML. Yante committee, just say, Yante management biya to check sike koho, to verify system, just say, to ensure say, the Republic of Ghana, we are getting value for Sikani Etriama SML for no committee, no management, no verification system, nothing. In Sikane Ohono, whether Ghana enya value, at the Kudiente Etria Skanama SML for no, whether se Ghana enya at the crawl back, and I say enya, she obian cheke she, and no a hona keta shele proyeno, corruption no, wo fi say na sika ne kwa obian tracking tine o na afa baby Ken Ofori Atta ene ne nkofo a che say GRA edin na be pp every video no ate.
3. There was no established financial management system of monitoring and verification to ensure that the Republic was obtaining the value for the money it was paying to SML, and that the payment channels to SML were set on automatic mode, detached from actual performance, causing financial loss to them.
And Ghana, no system in place, any Rade. Ghana yo scanning alpha baby. Scan alpha baby. And some me catch him say OSP atrim mabo video na mama hwe. OSP asanso aka say sika no ene nyema na ekọ no system bi ene one in place. I mean say Ghana nya the value for our money. OSP aka mabo video no. They say baby amene wodru no. OSP nanu masem. Or say Ghana contract na Can Ofori Atta di enim signing with SML. I don't know one say trying who create a few months after assuming office as Ghana's finance minister no. Or say that contract was very useless. No here because Ghana already had an organization give it me man and so chrono 70 and I can Ofori Atta yesa
of SMEL. The copious reference by Mr. Nti to Kotekna essay and its notable technological acclaim was merely a ruse to divert attention from the glaring incapacity of SMEL in an attempt to directly influence the procurement process to obtain an unfair advantage for SMEL, notwithstanding its lack of experience and technological capability. Indeed, GRA failed to submit any evidence of a partnership or investment agreement between SMEL and Kotekna essay. The request merely attached the profiles of the two entities and a letter of intent from Kotekna essay. Further, nothing in Section 40 of the Public Procurement Act, which governs single-source procurement, operated in favor of the attempt to sole-source SMEL to engage in revenue assurance on behalf of the Republic. Therefore, it came as no surprise that by a letter dated 4 July 2017, PPA communicated its disapproval of the 16 June 2017 request by GRA. PPA was emphatic that SML had no proven experience in the business it sought to undertake. Further, PPA stated that the letter of intent by Kotekna SA did not establish any legally binding relationship between SMEL and Kotekna for the provision of the service, and that the company seeking to be considered for a contract must demonstrate an appreciable capacity and strength of its own, and possibly subcontract a portion to a qualified subcontractor or agent, which was absent in the case. Second application by GRA to PPA. Then followed a second and stranger and more perplexing request by Mr. Nti, still as Acting Commissioner General of GR, to PPA by a letter dated 1 August 2017, by which GRA applied for approval to sole source SMEL, and this time with Ghana Link. Kotekna was still in the picture somewhere. The request recited that SMEL had acquired a software for the classification, valuation, and risk management, that is CVRM platform from Kotekna SA, and that SMEL had agreed to enter into a partnership with Ghana Link, a renowned local inspection and verification service provider, to provide the necessary support services for the implementation of the platform for GRA. The request further stated that in the partnership agreement, SMEL will provide a CVRM platform, while Ghana Link will provide external verification services using an appropriate platform, and that Ghana Link would also provide monitoring and supervision of customs valuation to ensure that the appropriate values were applied. The tone and tenor of the content of his own application should have portended pause and reflection on the part of Mr. Nti. In effect, he was stating that SMEL did not possess the requisite experience and track record, and no appreciable capacity and strength of his own. Yet, he was actively urging SMEL on PPA for approval merely 6 weeks after the PPA disapproval on the same ground. This was not reasonable persistence. It was a deliberate attempt to manipulate the procurement process, introduce a redundant private actor, and distort the facts and create a backdoor entry for SMEL into Ghana's revenue assurance architecture. This time, PPA did not even bother to respond, as the circumstances surrounding SMEL's lack of capacity and track record had not changed from the time of the rejection of the first application. Even more troubling was the fact that these CVRMs were being carried out by customs officers through the national single window.
Mama OSP enu. Matiefi OSP na ho but asha send me bo video bi mamu say eye Deputy Attorney General Justice Ramsai eko kan nsem bi o GH1 Nti saa press conference we na nkofo expect say OSP ebeyi saa allegations na no na OSP akasa afa eye Ofori extradition no ho and people are not satisfied. Almost why a press conference OSP yeni abre e dey na wo ya afa ho OSP dey na wo ya afa ho nti no OSP akasa replying to nsem na Deputy Attorney General ekokan no GH1.
At the OSP, we do not talk lightly. We knew what we were waiting for, and we have them fully now. We have uncovered all that is contained on the computer servers and the hard drives. And now on Monday, with the gracious assistance of our major foreign partner, we have the validation of the evidence that we had way back in March 2013. So, on 2nd June 2020, we triggered the extradition request because by March, as we said, we had all the evidence we needed. We only needed official validation of them. And that is why we triggered the extradition request on 2nd June 2020 through the Chief of Staff. The past few weeks, we are once again drawing negative flag that we who put him on our list of wanted persons, that the OSP that declared him wanted, that the OSP that declared him a fugitive from justice, that the OSP that went to Interpol in record time of 48 hours and placed him on Interpol's red notice, we were stalling the case and that we were wasting time. But once again, as I said, we knew what we were doing and we knew what we were waiting for. And last week, when the Attorney General addressed the media, he said something very poignant. He said, these financial investigations require time and patience. And we ask, give us that regard of time and patience, we will deliver the results we wanted, like this. And as I said, before the expiration of November 2025, we will charge all these persons that I listed before the criminal courts. We will not stultify our own investigations. We will not delay our own investigations. We would do it right. We will be patient. We will be meticulous. We would have all the expertise in the world examine all, because we only have one shot at these criminal cases. We cannot go back, forth with it. And so, I announce to you, as we did by way of our press statement last week, that we are in full collaboration with the Attorney General's department. We cannot work against each other. We are working for the same cause, which is the cause of the Republic of Ghana. And we cannot be at loggerheads. We cannot be in dispute. Sometimes, personalities and how one wants to do something may clash a bit, but that should not be taken as dispute or disagreement. Many of you do not know my relationship with the Attorney General. He is like a big brother to me. He taught me at Legon, and he also was part of my training. Indeed, we formed a firm together. And indeed, I was like his foreman even when he was putting up his first building in Accra. This is our relationship. The relationship is such that because he trained me and he taught me, I have a bit of him in me. He doesn't have a bit of me in him. And so sometimes my display of his bit in me stirs him up a bit. But at the end of the day, just as we were doing in private practice, we will bicker at home. But our product, when we finally churn it out, will be most robust and most fruitful. And this is our promise to Ghana, that we are working together. We cannot but work together. And we are going to work together in full collaboration see to the end of this matter. Semu wa sembisa eye. Munia sembisa so eye pa osma.
Kenuforiata ye kofana ba na se ye nkofane ma. Press conference ni sa ne man de oh Charlie Ghana for so ma bre. Enyem na make Ghana for na se o ma bre. Now Martin Kpebu, a lawyer Martin Kpebu, who is a private legal practitioner, and so na drink. Or say OSP no, or very incompetent. Wa handle Kenuforiata issue yi basa. Wa handle issue no with so much incompetency. Aye. So much incompetence. Hey, brofo, enyasem kitwa. Please cut that side out. Or say a lawyer Martin Kpebu, who is a private legal practitioner, has said that OSP our press conference will handle Kenuforiata case with so much incompetence, or a very incompetent chese nyema no ye no krankonfo niti and o mehune nan yenhwe Martin Kpebu ate.
Martin Kpebu, he's a lawyer. Sir, you're welcome to Eyewitness News.
Yeah, you're welcome, Sandra.
Just a week or so ago, you and I had a conversation on the relationship between the SP, the Special Prosecutor, and the Attorney General on this SML saga after the issue of the docket came up. Today, he has called a press conference, giving a very comprehensive report of the work that has been done so far, announcing that 6 persons, including Ken Oforiatta and the Member of Parliament for German North, would be prosecuted before the end of November. Your take?
It's a bit of too little, too late. Yeah, a bit of it and a bit of success. A bit of too little, too late, because the main point still remains that cases are being set as a back and allowed Oforiatta to flee. I mean, that is the matter that OSC has to pay dearly for it. Because you sleep on the job and the suspect runs away, now you would come with press conference upon press conference. And it doesn't, you see, it's lost a lot of trust. It's lost a lot of trust. I don't know what it's going to do to regain this. Because Oforiatta was working here. Look at the report he issued. Manasseh and the co petitioned OSP in December 2023. December 2023. Look, KPMG came out. KPMG was appointed, they say, January 2024, 2nd January. So, yeah, but eventually they came out with their report earlier. Right? You know, initially they said 2 weeks, then they asked for extension. But whatever it is, by March thereabout, they had finished. I know a criminal investigation is different from KPMG, so, but this particular thing, right from, and don't forget, Manasseh also did an investigation, although they are journalists, but you see the things that is raised are the same things OSC is using. So to have sat down from December 2023 to December 2024 for NDC to win this election, and then in January 2025 for Oforiatta to flee, and now you can't know we will do this. It doesn't cut, master. It doesn't cut. I feel like we've been fooled. I mean, come on. The more this topic comes up, and the more it beggars belief that OSP sat down and Oforiatta fled. I mean, come on. What are you going to do with this? He's a crown jewel. Oforiatta is a crown jewel. So the fact that they couldn't be proactive, what is rocket science about this investigation? That, yes, I reckon that it takes time. You see, like with the main in Black Star player, Patty's case, the rape case against him, he's taking time. Blatter, we know all that, but I'm talking about measures to take to make sure that Oforiatta didn't flee. So that one, with what Manasseh is in did, you could see if it walked like a duck, quacked like a duck, smells like a duck, it is certainly a duck. The material Manasseh presented, quickly, there were some things you could do to fact-check those, and once you got those, quickly, as soon as NBC won, Oforiatta was supposed to be called in, and then stringent measures put in to prevent this is fleeing. So, this thing is a bit of too little, too late. Even if we eventually go and get Oforiatta, the trust that is eroded will never be restored, because just like OSC sat as a duck slept on the job, and then Ofori fled. So all these things, I'm not enthused. What is rocket science about this particular investigation that you put Ofori and Akori? So it's not only Ofori who fled. The chief the cabinet and Akori, he also fled. That was Ofori, one of his assistants. That also fled. He's in the U.S., right? Waxing lyrical, not willing to come back to Ghana. So I'm not excited. I'm not one to be excited by this thing. Something that I keep saying, foot soldiers kept hammering. Hey, close the borders, close the airport. Of course, we all know that we couldn't have closed the airport. But what they meant is that make sure nobody escapes. That was the message the foot soldiers were giving. And OSC sat down. What am I to do with this report when Ofori is hiding somewhere?
Talk to me about trial in absentia. Can it not be used now?
They should hurry up. That's even what worsens the case. They should hurry up with
No,
it.
what I'm saying is that because you kept saying that he has fled and you are disappointed, I'm saying that he can be trialed in absentia. So I'm not sure the horses have bolted necessarily, have they?
Oh, but OSC officials are busy saying that they cannot.
Martin Kpebu, and you all heard him. Or COSP, very incompetent. And the OSP bekasa bebre. I'm sorry to say, Inconforce still the OSP can amount here say kasa bebrebe, kasa tinting and top onko. The omunyana see akofa keno for ya taba. And yes, it will look like I say I don't know more can want them so you be prosecuted keno for ya tani naye adanko da dream movement. This is FM Strength, and here we give you the latest updates on issues. Key points here what press conference nimno ene yetutu ne dia bro yemfa dia kanini na anka odi ohia no ene yetu dia bro. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe and share the link to your friends. Or comments here. What do you think about this whole OSP press conference wabeye Ofori issue na a delay in summer a free Attorney General Hoba? What do you think? Share your comments in the comment section. Share your thoughts in the comment section. Oh my God.